Greetings, it's Ian from RTO here. Welcome to the Sophomore Dome in the dark. Well, it feels like it. And today's is a little bit different. We're still on viewers' picks. And we've got Flanders and Swann against Flanagan and Allen. It's a comedy battle today. And the people that release first go first, and in this case it was Flanders and Swann. Now they were a British comedy duo of musicians. Of Michael Flanders, he was a lyricist and actor and singer, and Donald Swann was a composer and pianist. They first worked together on a school revue back in 1939, and they eventually wrote more than 100 comic songs together. They performed at shows in two things. One was A Drop of a Hat, and their second album was Another Drop of the Hat. It was recorded at the Haymarket Theatre on the 2nd of October 1963, and it was released in 1964. Produced by George Martin, no less. So we'll have a look and see what's on this. So the first song is called The Gas Man Cometh. Now this is a bit of a domestic farce, where I think he calls the gas man, this person, and then it's just a calamity of things to make it try and work, and it ends up calling the gas man again. It's really funny. It's a very funny song, very well put together, and you just have such a giggle with that one. Sounding Brass. Now this is a very cheeky jab at pomp and ceremony, especially for the self-importance of brass bands and civic pride. Again, it is taking the thing of the upper class at the time. You've got to remember this was early 60s. So yeah, it's another funny song with a little monologue from Michael Flanders. It's quite funny. And then we have this hilarious thing called Los Olivados. It's just a monologue about the ceremonial stuffing of an olive. It's absurd. It's funny as hell. In the Desert is one of these reflections of in the barren life of landscape of life. Another really funny song. I'll Wind. It's basically Michael Flanders sings some rapid fire lines to Mozart's Horn Concerto No. 4, which is really, really funny. Then there's a couple of there's another monologue of second and first law, which is quite funny about law. And then All Ghoul. Now this is a little ditty about Charles Gaulle and his vision for the common market, and it's quite scary. Then we have Horoscope, which is a humorous take on astrology and the vague predictions it affects. Then they do a little thing on Friendly Duet, which starts as a harmonious but descends into chaos. Absolutely brilliant. Then the next song is Bedstead Men, a surreal tale of men who live inside bed frames. It's very quirky and very surreal. It really is. Then there's a wonderful bit, and it's one of my favourite pieces on here, By Air. It's Michael Flanders looking at air travel in the 60s, and there's so many common traits of today's air travel. Then Slow Train, which is a nostalgic look at the closure of rural railways. Then we have a song for patriotic produce. It's a jolly sing-song with a wink to the songs that celebrates English superiority. Very silly and fun. Built-up area. It's not a song, but it's just one of Michael Flanders' wonderful monologues, and it's all round Stonehenge and its construction. It's absolutely hilarious. I love stories about Stonehenge and a funny side of it. Then we got In the Bath, which is very surreal. It's another monologue. It's the dry wit of Michael Flanders. It's about taking a simple bath that just, it's hard to describe because it just goes off in something. Then we have this little ditty called Fever, which is a parody of Romance of Seafair Life, and its riffs on the famous poem by John Masefield. Instead of a noble yearning for the ocean, it delivers a comic tale of seasickness and regret, which is quite funny. And then they do one of their most famous songs, the Hippopotamus song, which is hilarious. I loved it as a kid, and it's Mud, Mud, Glorious of Mud. This is so funny. I've listened to both albums now again, and it had me in stitches. It is so funny. It's an enjoyable album, from the silly songs to the absurd monologues from Michael Flanders. You know, I remember hearing this as a child, but it makes me laugh even more now. So that's what I think of it. So were there any critics about that? Well, Rate Your Music gave it a solid 4 out of 5. They called it unquietly witty, killer comic timing, jolly good fun. Not as good as its predecessor, I'd quite say that is, but it's brilliant. One review even cheekily 5 out of 5, 5.5 out of 5, calling it sharper, tighter and funnier. All music categories it under cabaret comedy musical, though on their review page it's sparse. Still, they list it as part of Flanders and Swann's essential discography. Wikipedia highlights the reviewer's clever structure. Standout songs like I'll Wind and Slow Train, which mourns the loss of the railway, is pretty good. So let's have a look at the nuts and bolts of Another Drop of the Hat. If it doesn't think. Sound quality, yeah, it's always good sound on this. It's really good, you know, considering this is recorded in a theatre. Production, George Martin makes it sound crisp and clear. Okay, well, I forgot to give you the 4 out of 5 for sound quality. I'm jumping ahead of myself today. Production, George Martin, superb. A 4. Reception, it did go down the well. It is one of those unique albums, so I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5. Cover design, yeah, it's just a picture of them on stage. Now, Michael Flanders had polio, so he was in a wheelchair, but he was so funny. They could have made the curtain a different colour, so the Flanders and Donald Swann stood out. So I'm going to give that a 3 out of 5. So for Another Drop of the Hat from Flanders and Swann gives us a total of 15 out of 20. The second contender is Flanagan and Allen, and We Smile Again. Now, this was a compilation album put together in 1996, but all the songs come from their heyday during the 1930s and 40s. Blood Flanagan and Chesney Allen, part of the crazy gang of the music halls. There's some great songs on here, so we'll have a look at them songs. It opens up with, of course, their signature tune, Underneath the Arches. It's a song about being friends and simple joys among the homeless during its hard times of the 30s. It's a real super little song, and everyone likes that. Dreaming. Now, this is a song about longing romantic encounters. So, I mean, they both could sing lovely, you know, even with their they did a mixture of sort of funny songs and serious songs. This is quite a serious song, and it's really nice. Wanderer. This is quite funny. It's about wandering around with a bit of melancholy heading in there, and it's quite funny. A lot of these songs come from the war, and like Can We Meet Again. This one's more of a sentimental plea. It's please meet me again, please meet me again, and I want to make it all up to you. It's quite funny. Then they do another serious song called A Million Tears. It's a sorrowful love song evoking heartbreak and emotional. Then they do a song about, it's called Hometown Nostalgic. Now, although it's a song about reflection of your hometown. It doesn't matter where you're from. I think everyone, you listen to this and go, there's little quirks of my hometown. Music Maestro, please. It's a really fun track about music halls and the jollity, and the repartee between Flanagan and Allen is hilarious. Now, The Umbrella Man. Now, this is about a little song about selling umbrellas. Now, when I was, would have been about, well, it was 1977, our school put on a concert for the Silver Jubilee, and we were the Red, White and Blue Minstrels, and one of the songs we sang was Umbrella Man. And it's lovely. I've got fond memories of singing this in a group, not on my own, because I'm a terrible singer, but it's a lovely little trout. Then we have a Nice People Celebrates. It's about kindness and humour. It's a really fun track. Then we have a classic, Run Rabbit Run. It is an absolute run, rabbit, run. Very, very funny song. I love that song. Always have. It's really funny. And then another wartime sort of song in that's We're Gonna Hang Out the Washing on the Siegfried Line. It's about the domestic chores and meeting military mockery. It's hilarious. Then there's a track, FDR Jones. It's very got a swing feel. It's a novelty song referencing to American politics. It's quite funny. Then we have a track called If a Grey-Haired Lady Says, How's Your Father? It's a cheeky musical hall innuendo wrapped in polite conversation. It's so funny. On the Outside Looking, it's about yearning to belong to a group. It's quite funny. Yesterday's Dream. It's a song that reflects hopes and the passage of time. Don't Forget Me Not Lane. It's just talking about your past, sentimental. Rosa Day, the Fiddler Gadusha song. It's nonsense, absolute nonsense. Nothing makes sense, but it's hilarious. What More Can I Say is one of their serious songs, which is about love and devotion. It's really nice. I Don't Walk Without You. It's a wartime romantic about the separation of loved ones during that time. Miss You Are Simple. Again, these are war songs, and they're quite heartful and meaningful to very ordinary people that celebrates friendship more than anything else. Shine On Harvey Smooth, a classic, a lovely song. Flying Through a Rain, it's a song about journey. Round the Back of the Arches, it's a companion piece of their signature song evoking the street life and humour, and We'll Smile and Go, and it's all about optimism during hardships. You got to remember, these songs were recorded during some hard times in the UK, the 30s and the 40s. It blends that musical condition and wartime morale, stiff upper lip. Some really funny pieces in it, and I do like that. There's some firm favourites, and some of these songs are timeless. That's what I think of it. So what the reviewers, well, Discogs users praised the 1996 Prestige Elite release for its clean remastering, comprehensive track listing, called it a charming slice of British history and a perfect for collectors of those that remember the era. Having songs like Run Rabbit Run, The Umbrella Man makes it a go-to compilation for wartime sing-alongs. Rate Your Music doesn't list this exact under-album title, but with similar Flanagan and Allen compilations, they give it a 3.7 out of 4, which is pretty good. So let's have a look at the nuts and bolts of this one. Sound quality. There's some really nice songs on here. You know all these songs. You may not know the titles, but when you hear them, you go, "Yep, I know that song." So I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5. Production. Some of it's still very 1930s, and you've got to allow for that. So I'm going to give that a 3 out of 5. Reception. Yeah, it didn't go down too bad. People do like it, and it's nice to put these old songs on. So I'm going to give that a 3 out of 5. Cover design. I like the picture of Flanagan and Allen. It's a lovely picture of them. It's a classic picture of them. I think the only thing is the writing and the colour could have been a bit better. So I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5. So for Make Me Smile, We'll Smile Again, sorry, by Flanagan and Allen gives us a total of 14 out of 20. So the points win today goes to Flanders and Swann. And that is the way I'm going to go today. As much as I love the nostalgia of Flanagan and Allen, Flanders and Swann are so funny. You can still relate to some of their stories from the 60s to this present day. And so today's winner is another drop of the hat for me. So I'm going to put a little bit of some of the bits in a playlist. I suggest you go and have a listen before you make up your mind today. But the poll is up in the posts, and we'll put a poll up on the live stream tonight. I've really enjoyed doing this one, to be quite honest, because I do love my comedy, and I do like sort of old style comedy, slapstick and fun. Okay, coming up next is Pick and Mix, and this week it's a wander down the sidewalk, and we're going to look at the US top 10 for October 16th, 1988. So join me for that. Bye for now.